What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and in today's video, my friends, I'm going to be showing you some great drop locations for solo players for Warzone 2.0. Now, some of you have reached out to the channel asking what are some of my favorite places to hit up as a solo player, so today I wanted to share a few with you. Now, if you happen to enjoy this video, do me a favor really quick and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. You can feel free to subscribe or join as well, and we do have giveaways here. Our current one is for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced December 31st of this year. So to be very clear, this video is not for the most popular landing zones in the game. This is for those of you that want to be able to drop into the game where there are not a lot of players. You want places that have really good loot so you can pick it up and then make your way towards the center. Now, as most of you know, anytime you drop in, the plane can enter the map from multiple directions. Now, for me, I like to be one of the last ones out of the plane, so I'm going to show you 4 different landing locations. They are on the outskirts. That way you have a really good chance of jumping out towards the end and finding a spot that has some really good loot. Now, the first spot I'm showing you is just southwest of Seraph Bay. Now, Seraph Bay is a very popular place for people to jump out of the plane, and again, it all depends on what direction the plane is coming in from. But for me, if I'm coming in from north to south, this is my favorite spot to hit up when I'm jumping out of the plane because there's a black site there. Now, as most of you know with the black sites, they do not become active until later in the match. However, at this location, you can access the black site and there is a ton of great loot laying around. Now, to be clear, you cannot open up any of the doors whatsoever, and there may be other ones like this around the map. This happens to be one that I found, and I absolutely love hitting this thing up. Now, you're going to see in a second, once you land at the site, it's going to take you about a minute or so to clear everything out. Now, the thing is, and most of you already know this as well, but every time you land in a location, it could be the same location, but the loot may be in different spots. However, I tried these areas, every one that I'm showing you, multiple times in succession to ensure that what I'm telling you is actually accurate. So when you get here, you're not going to find just body armor and that's it. You will find some great weapons. You're also going to find some other stuff as well. So again, take your time. Well, don't take too much time, obviously, but you'll be able to rip through this pretty quick and get some really good stuff to start off. And remember, because you're jumping into this black site right when the match begins, there is no AI activity whatsoever. Just grab the loot. Do not attempt to open up any doors. You do not have a black site key. You can only get that by clearing a stronghold first. So again, grab the loot and get out. The next spot I'll be showing you is just east of Al Mazrah City. There's a small cluster of buildings, which are pretty much everywhere. I'll zoom out in a second so you can see exactly where it is. But again, this is one of those areas. If I'm flying in from west to east, this is one of those drops that's going to put me at the very perimeter of the map, which is how I want to play this game as a solo player. I want to stack all my loot and gear and then make my way inward towards the middle. And again, all of this depends on your gameplay. So obviously, if you're a solo player who just wants to go ham right out of the gate, go to the dead center of Al Mazrah City, jump at that highest building. That's where everyone's going to land. But for those of you that want the opportunity to try to pick up loot before you start really going after other players, this is a great way to do it. Now, once again, remember, when you're farming these areas on the map, the loot boxes, the weapons, different things may be in different locations in the buildings, but you will always find great stuff on a consistent basis. Again, like I said earlier, I farm these spots over and over again, so even though the location of the actual loot may change, you will always find it in this area. And as we make our way to the next location, this is going to be the first of many videos I put together showing you some great places to hit up as a solo player when you're starting off. And obviously, if you're in a group, you can do this as well. Most people in a group like to go right into where the action is, but if not, this is a great alternative, like I said, to get some great stuff and make your way towards the center. The next spot I'm showing you is on the northern part of the map, just east of Tarak Village. And again, you're going to notice it's on that perimeter of the entire map, so that way, if I'm flying northbound, I have the opportunity to be one of the last ones to jump out of the plane. I'm going to do that and hit up this area. Now, it's just a big-ass warehouse. And once again, you're going to find great stuff on a consistent basis here. However, this is a location where if you get here a little bit later in the game, it will either already be cleared or you're going to find other players there. So again, you want to try to hit this up as your first point when you're jumping out. Now, our final location today is just south of Tarak Village. Now, this one's a little bit different because this one has to be unlocked at a certain point. So in the game, you're going to see a notification on the screen that says strongholds are now available. And when they are, you will be able to enter buildings like this. So you could see this is a little bit later in the game. The strongholds were already unlocked. I could go in and there's a ton of great loot. Now, on my next attempt, you're going to see that when I get there, when I first jump out of the plane, that everything is locked. I do not have access. So So what I do is for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I do a few contracts. I see a notification on the screen that this is now available. I go back and just loot everything inside. With all that being said, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Now, many of you may be new here because I just started covering this game, and one of my goals at the channel is to try to help people out in any way I possibly can. So if you have any tips or tricks you want to pass along to players, please let me know in the comments section down below, as the main goal is to try to help out as many people as we can. I'd also like to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of my channel, especially with the Modern Warfare content. Like I said a second ago, I just started covering this game. Your response has been amazing, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, you can see when I dropped into this final location right out of the gate, you can see everything's locked up. So once again, I'm going to do a few contracts. You're going to see all of this play out on screen. I will see a notification that strongholds are unlocked. I'll come back to the building and get all the good stuff. Like I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Good connection. Set a perimeter until the transfer is done.